million for print and advertising and getting the word out. So it's a lot of money, and that's average studio film. Now, obviously, we've recruited films from big films like The Abyss to little films that we're currently working on right now, homegrown, and I'm going to talk about that as well, because our initiative nowadays is to try to get homegrown artists to make their films here in South Carolina. So that's what we do. We market the state. We recruit not just motion pictures, but TV, episodic series, commercials, whether national, regional, local. In fact, I just got a text from a location manager here in town that said, hey, we're shooting right now. And I've been helping them with finding some locations. Print ads and catalogs. This state offers some really beautiful looks. And it's like right now, even though it's summer, we just finished about 2 weeks ago, right before the summer started, I worked on a Volvo commercial, a national Volvo commercial that's shot at Honey Island State Park. They needed to get on the beach, and they were shooting in Savannah, and for whatever reason there was a festival going on or something, and the city of Savannah said, no, you can't get on the beach. So they moved right up the road to Honey Island State Park there in Beaufort County, and we got them on the beach to shoot this national commercial. And with the print ads and catalogs, they're always on the reverse schedule. So they'll shoot their fall catalogs in the spring and their spring catalogs in the fall, and we can accommodate both because we have early springs and late falls. So it just offers so many different, this state offers so many different opportunities. And we also help foster the industry suppliers. We want to help grow. If you have a business that can supply the film industry with anything, I will show you how we can help you with that. That's part of our indigenous infrastructure. We want to help grow the crew. We want to help grow the suppliers. We work with schools. We work with USC, Trident Tech, Clemson. Started working a little bit with Winthrop on their film programs. I've talked to Claflin. I've talked to several schools just to kind of give their students an idea that this industry is so vast. One of the first things I ask them, if you like to do something, you can probably find your niche in this industry, because if you like working with animals, they need animal wranglers. If you like hair and makeup, obviously that's hair and makeup. If you like constructing, they build sets. So just to give these kids a chance to really think about, wow, I can maybe make a living in this industry. And then we manage all the films that shoot here. As I just mentioned, I helped out with a location on a commercial that's shooting here in town. We've done everything from help close down major bridges, to closed down an interstate in the upstate for a TV series called Banshee. They needed a whole interstate for 3 days. So this kind of big ticket stuff and then smaller ticket stuff that we manage. And this is what I really want to get to today, because I think it's more, it involves what you guys are going to be doing. We conduct and coordinate industry training seminars, and we manage a production film grant program. So the industry training seminars are chances that we bring in experts. We brought in like Martin Scorsese's script supervisor one year, and she talked about script supervising. If you've never known about what script supervisors do, they literally take the script and they're on the set right next to the director making notes as to what the director didn't like or liked about it, what the actors may have said differently than what the script said. If you've seen it before, the continuity issues that come up, if something's just a little off from the shooting, that's their job. And it's a job, again, that a lot of people don't think about as being part of it. But we've brought in screenwriters, we've done a PA boot camp, we've done a grip and electric workshop. So we do lots of different workshops. Just last week, we had, 2 weeks ago, I guess, in Charleston, we had what we call our Long Lens program. And our Long Lens has helped to develop local filmmakers. And we brought in financiers, distribution people, and local producers to talk about how tough it is to get something in the can and distributed today. And it was an afternoon of really good sharing and information at the College of Charleston. Now our grant program, I want to talk to you a little bit about that. In fact, it's just now opens up. The applications are due by August 3rd. If you're a filmmaker and you've got an idea for a short film and you can apply to our office, and if you win, we can give you up to $45,000 for your short film. And a lot of people have gone on with these films. They've gone to Sundance, they've gone to South by Southwest, they've gone to Tribeca. In fact, we had one last year that was a short concept film called Robbie Ain't Right No More. Robbie Ain't Right. And it was about this Marine guy that comes back from the Middle East and something isn't right with him, and his little sister is kind of trying to figure out what's going on, and that's all you get. You get this kind of like weird alien-esque, like something going on inside of him, and then the film ends. That was their short concept film. They took it to Tribeca, it showcased in Tribeca, and one of the executives from Blumhouse saw it, and they said, we might make a feature film out of it. So that's how it works. That's our goal, is to give you guys as creators a chance to showcase what you can do and get it out there. And one of our indie grant films won an audience award at Sundance. So there's lots of opportunities that the state wants us. We know the talent's out there. We just want to give you guys the opportunity to get it shown. So you can go to our indiegrants.org. That's our sister website that talks all about the Indie Grant program. And what it is you as a producer, you put everything together. You bring the script together, bring your crew together, and then you work with Trident Tech in Charleston. And those students work as PAs, interns, assistants, shadow, each of your departments. So like there was one film in particular, it's not featured on that image, but there was a film called The Last Voyage of Eleanor Green, and it was, and I would have, when I was a film student, I would have cut off my left arm to be able to do this. So they got the husband-wife team that started shooting this film. The husband works in the industry, and he happened to know a director of photography, a DP named Russell Carpenter. You guys don't know who Russell Carpenter is? He did this little film called Titanic. He shot it. He shot Ant-Man. He shot Avatar. And so he just happened to know this guy. And so he said, hey, will you work with me on this film? And Russell Carpenter said, yeah, I want to give back. So he was the DP on a short film, and these students got to work next to an Academy Award-winning director of photography. And I was like I said, when I was in school, I'm like, oh yeah, that'd been so cool to be able to do that. And that's what we want. We want to have that, give them that opportunity. Yes?
So I have a question. When you said that you have to put everything together and so you can apply for this grant, do you have to do a pitch deck as well?
Yes, so her question was, for those that couldn't hear it on the streaming, do you have to put a pitch deck as well? Yeah, everything is explained on the website, indiegrants.org. The pitch deck, the screenplay, the budget, everything, because we want to make sure that as a producer, you know what you're talking about and that you can take this from concept to completion. So you kind of have to have your act together. It's not just, here's some money, go make a film. You have to have everything figured out. Who's my crew? Here's how we're going to do it. And of course, there's a little bit of a timing issue because the Trident Tech students have to be involved. So what normally happens is the submissions will close in August. We'll award them in probably like September. You start your prep, and you usually shoot in the winter, January, February, March, because again, that's when the Trident Tech students are in play. Yes, sir.
How often does this cycle come back around?
Every year. Every year. Yep, it's every year. Yeah, we've been doing it for 20 years. So, so this is again a chance for you guys as artists, as entrepreneurs, as business owners. This is our website. I encourage all of you to register. If you have any talent, if you want to sell yourself or sell your business or sell whatever you got, this is our website. It's free. Your tax dollars at work. You can just, right here, you probably can't see it, but this is, you sign in here, but you've got a crew listing and a support service, and you can register right there. It takes 10 minutes, and you put it up there, and that directory becomes our phone book, our calling card that we send out to the LA producers or any producers that are looking for information when they come shoot here. This is the one resource that they use to help find, because again, when you think about if you're from out of state or even if you're from in-state, you don't always know who's who and who's out there. So we try to be that one-stop shop where you can find everything that you need in the, okay, I'll bring it a little bit closer. Everything you need right there in that website, on our website. So now I want to talk about our incentives, because a lot of people ask about that. Every state has a little bit of incentives to offer. Not every state, but about 38 states. Our film incentives that have been in place for 20 years, what this means right here is if you've got $1 million, and I know that's a lot of money, but if you can spend and show you're going to spend at least $1 million, you could qualify for a 25% wage rebate, for 20% wage rebate for out-of-state, or a 25% wage rebate for in-state hires, a 20% wage rebate for out-of-state hires, and a 30% supplier rebate for qualified expenditures, and a sales and use tax exemption. That's been in place since 2005. That's kind of like our standard. Every show from Outer Banks to The Righteous Gemstones to most of the feature films that have shot here in the last 20 years, all of them have taken advantage of this. Halloween that shot here in 2018. So that's kind of what everybody knows about, but this is what will probably be more up your alley. We just opened this up last year. It's what we call our South Carolina Film Incentive. So if you have a budget of at least $250,000 that you're going to spend here, but under $1 million, we can offer you pretty much 25% back on everything. And a lot of people are now taking advantage of that because some people can raise $250,000 for their show, their production. And it's a 25% wage rebate for state subject, out-of-state and in-state crew and suppliers, and then the sales and use tax exemption is also there. So it's a really good, we're talking with several, we've already awarded it 3 times now. One of the films actually shot here in Columbia last summer this time. It was a film with Dolph Lundgren. I don't know if you remember. There was a little bit of a flurry of media that came out when Dolph was shown standing next to Cocky, doing he's like, hey, I'm with Cocky instead of Rocky. That's the way he was seeing it. But yeah, it was called Straight Shot, and it's supposed to be released any day now. You can look it up online. It was under $1 million, but they made it work. I mean, right here in Columbia, so it can be done. This is why we do what we do. I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of what this means to our state when we give away money. So just in the last calendar years, for the last 10 years, we're under Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. That's what SCPRT means. We awarded over $172 million in total rebates over the last 10 years, which broke down to about 4,600 production days, hired over 39,000 South Carolinians, used over 337 lodging room nights, stayed in our hotels, and spent over $750 million in the state. So that's real money, that's big money. That's why we push this industry to all the legislature, to local people, to show them that this is an industry. It's just like Boeing, it's just like BMW, it's like other industries that the state tries to recruit, and it's just an all around, and we want to spread that money that's being spent everywhere on the state. Just an idea of what two series can do for South Carolina. So in the last 5 years, we've had these 2 series, Outer Banks and Righteous Gemstones, shooting together. In those 4 years, they had over 1,000 production days, put over 48,000 room nights together, hired over 18,000 local hires, and spent over $400 million direct in the state. And just to give you an idea, the exposure, the tourism part of it, because we are under Parks, Recreation, and Tourism for a reason, the exposure that the state got just from Outer Banks alone. Outer Banks in the last 4 years has been streamed for 1.4 billion hours. I can't do the math on that, but that's a lot. That's a lot. And I don't know what it would take. I always ask this question rhetorically, how much money would it cost the state to get 1.4 billion hours of exposure? A lot. So it's just something that we and you guys know, the more you get out there, and streaming is the new, Hollywood. You guys know that probably right now that the 2 biggest films right now in the box office were original streamers, Obsession and Backrooms, I think it's called. They both started out as YouTubers, and now they're making more money than even Disney on these films. So we're very much into that mindset of trying to get you guys a chance to take it to the next level. So I want to show you a video here. This is taken from our crew's perspective of what we do with the incentives and how we give them job opportunities, how they see it.
Hi there, my name is Dan Rogers. I'm the Senior Project Manager with the State Film Commission, South Carolina Film Commission. I've been working with the Film Commission for 38 years, and our office is all about creating opportunities for South Carolinians in both behind and in front of the camera. Mainly behind the camera is crew and also suppliers. If you've got a business that can rent equipment, or if you have a hotel, if you own a grocery store, there's so many different things that our office uses when films come here to try to advertise what the state can give these filmmakers. So I'm here today with this group of wonderful people here in Columbia to talk about getting together and sharing resources. And I'm trying to reach out and show that the State Film Commission is here as well to promote what we offer here in the state, and that's you guys. That's your business, that's your talent. And if you want to go to our website, it's filmsc.com. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me by phone, 803-737-0496, or by email, Dan Rogers, ROGERS, @scprt.com.